all a caveat that this class is especially for people who aren't at their best. So I have had a cold all week, and so I've been thinking about what yoga to teach. And this yoga is going to be the yoga that you can do with your head upright and taking good care of your body. And I actually think that there's a strong purpose for that. And we often think, well, I can't do it, or I have to be high upside down. And so today I will offer the yoga with acceptance and kindness and offer some variations for that. And it will be delightful and feel good to all of us. So with that, find a comfortable spot on your mat. And if you have a bolster or a block, choose that. Either one is fine, but I do recommend being up on something so that your knees are below your hips and your hip flexors have a chance to open up. And just take a moment to arrive here and to settle in and to notice how you feel today. Notice what messages your body is sending. Notice if you have tension in any particular spots that need letting go. Just give yourself a chance to be, a moment to check in and to arrive. And focus on the breath that's always available no matter what's happening inside you or outside of you, around you in the world. Breathe in through your nose if you can, and in through your mouth if you can't. And out through your mouth. Another deep, nourishing inhale, taking good care of you with the breath, using it as a way to settle and arrive back in your body. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Notice how you feel now. And bring a hand to heart and another hand to top, connecting with that heart space and yourself, exactly as you are today, exactly in your life as it is today, and exactly in the world as it is today. Taking a moment to accept, acknowledge, appreciate, and allow all that is in all its imperfections. Sending the breath into that pocket behind the heart on the inhale, and out through your mouth on the exhale. And inhale once again. Lengthen the exhale. And one more inhale with a longer exhale. Slowing down your nervous system, activating your parasympathetic nervous system, calming your body. When we lengthen the inhale, that's the effect. Breathing in slowly and out long and smooth. Take your time on the exhale. And today I wanted to offer the idea of acceptance. And acceptance with softness and kindness. So not radical acceptance, but compassion for whatever is and for whatever feelings you may have about it. I've had a lot of people feeling a lot of stress about what's going on in the world. And one thought that I find helpful is I wish it were different. And you might wish something in your home were different, or in your work were different, or in the world, especially right now, many of us wish things were different. And just that wishing, rather than resisting or frustrating or feeling overwhelmed, is a powerful option. So breathing in nourishment and out the frustration and resentment and resistance. Just allowing yourself perhaps to wish that some things were different, accepting them as they are, but holding on to that soft wish for perhaps things to be different, perhaps a headache to be different, a cold to be different, whatever it might be. You wish you felt better, you wish your husband were behaving differently, whatever it might be. Take a deep cleansing inhale and an exhale. And I wanted to share another thought, which is what screws us up is not how it is, but how we think it is supposed to be. You can blame the bee for the sting, but you learn nothing from that. The bee is what it always was. Sooner or later, you have to find fault with yourself for believing a bee could be something else. Taking a moment to reflect on that, sending yourself compassion for all the times that we have thought a bee should be something else. And all the times that we wished the world were different and we wished ourselves to be different. And noticing that when we show up with compassion, the path forward feels more spacious, more room to breathe. Taking another deep inhale and an exhale, letting things go. Bring your hands to heart center and take a moment to set an intention for your own practice today. Perhaps it is acceptance or lightness, or to allow yourself to softly wish things were different. Perhaps it's something else. Take a moment to connect with yourself. What do you need today? And when you're ready, slowly lower your hands and open your eyes and just take a moment to accommodate to the light, to your surroundings, and readjust to get comfortable if you haven't. Connect your sit bones into the earth and tilt your pelvis forward and stack your spine all the way up through your torso to your neck, up to the crown of your head. Taking a deep inhale and drop your shoulders. Inhale into the chest, fill it up, puff it out gently, engage your belly, and exhale, drop your shoulders. Scrunch your shoulders all the way up to your ears as high as you can and lower them down. Once again, scrunch them all the way up, high, 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 and lower them down. Engage your belly, inhale both arms up towards the sky. Right thumb and middle finger, grab the left wrist, reach tall, stretch both side bodies all the way up to the sky and the ceiling. Reach as tall as you can, tall, 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 lengthen both side bodies. Exhale, tilt gently towards the right. Left hip reaches downward, left side body stretches fully. Inhale, and exhale, tug a little farther to the right, opening every nook and cranny of the lungs to use it to nourish and bathe and flush out everything that's not needed. Take another deep inhale and an exhale, tug, release. Inhale, come back to center, switch the clasp of your hands. Exhale, inhale, reach tall once again, tall, 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 lengthen the whole right side body. Exhale, tilt towards the right, towards the left, pardon me. Right hip grounds downward. Stretch the whole right side body here. Inhale, tug a little bit farther to the right, to the left. I'm just going to pin myself. It keeps switching off, pardon me. Hopefully that's better for all of you. And gently come back to center. Open your arms out towards the side. Wrists are flexed, palms face towards the side walls fully, arms fully engaged. Pinch your scapula together and enjoy all the waking up and the sensations. Tight, 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 and release. Once again, pinch the scapula, fingers reach towards the sky and release. Relax the neck muscles. Lower your fingers towards the floor. Inhale, reach them towards the sky. Exhale, lower them towards the floor. Inhale, reach them towards the sky. Once again, lower your fingers towards the floor. Inhale, reach them towards the sky. Turn your gaze gently to the left. Come back to center. Turn towards the right. come back to center. Lower your arms, roll your shoulders out 3 times, waking everything up, bathing all those tight nooks and crannies. Enjoy it. And bring your arms back out to the sides once again. Squeeze your fists tight this time, engaging every muscle, and open your fingers, fling them wide. Squeeze your hands tight. Fling away all the water, tightness, frustration, just out through your fingers, all the resistance to everything that is. Visualize it just going away as your arms wake up, heat up. Squeeze them faster, 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 faster. Heat coming into every nook and cranny of those arms that maybe haven't been awake yet. And go ahead and lower your arms, roll your shoulders out, and just enjoy it. And once again, roll them forward. Pause for a minute, taking a moment to notice the transition here. We often move from one thing to the next without paying attention. Extend your legs long in front of you. Take a minute and move that flesh of your seat out of the way so your sit bones connect downward. You can stay up on your block or your bolster if you wish. If you want less of a stretch, if you want more of a stretch, you can remove whatever you're sitting on. Take a minute here once again to connect your ischial spines downward into the earth. Your legs are straight, ankles are flexed, and toes are in line with your knees, sorry. Engage your belly, tilt your pelvis forward, stack your spine all the way up towards the sky. We're going to hinge forward at the waist, fold forward with a straight back gently, not too far. Notice the waking up and energetic shifts in the back of the legs and enjoy it. Your chest puffs forward. Take in an inhale here, filling your chest with air. And an exhale, hinge forward another inch or two. Let your hands slide down your thighs to your shins. Breathe into all of the energy lines in the backs of the legs. And exhale, hinge a tiny bit farther forward. Take a moment here to stretch your toes wide. Let the energy come in through your toes and notice how good it feels and release them. Once again, stretch your toes wide. You may notice different things wake up in the back of the legs as you do that. And release them. One more deep inhale. And exhale, hinge forward a tiny bit more, noticing things wake up. Your belly is engaged, sitting on the sit bones here. Slowly walk your hands up your shins to your thighs to arrive upright. Bring the soles of your feet together, come into butterfly pose. And once again, you can stay up on your block or remove it, whatever feels good to you. The stretch will just be slightly different. Move side to side, connect the sit bones once again into the earth. Use them for your stability and your strength. And draw your attention to your core and your belly. Once again, tilt your pelvis forward and stack your spine. Do all of these movements with intention, taking good care of you as you move. Bring your hands to your arches or your ankles, whatever works for you. Once again, hinge forward at the waist. Rather than fold, hinge. Notice the stretch in the inner thighs, and if you wish, you can press your knees gently towards the floor. Chest remains upright. Heart is light. Lots of room in the chest. Breathe into every nook and cranny of the chest. Remember to breathe. So many of us only breathe shallowly, less than 30% of our tidal volume during the day. Take in a big deep breath here. And a huge exhale, and allow yourself to hinge forward a tiny bit more, enjoying it. Once more, inhale and hinge forward at the waist. Notice how you feel. Close your eyes if that works for you. One more huge inhale with the eyes closed. If it's not comfortable to have your eyes closed, just a light gaze. Slowly rise back upright. Extend your legs wide into a wide angle pose. Some of you, again, will want to stay up on whatever you're sitting on. Tilt yourself forward towards the edge of what you're sitting on to give you a little more movement in the hips. Ankles are flexed, toes are in line with your knees. Check them that they're not pointing out one way or the other. Engage your belly. Use your core as your source of strength and stability in whatever's going on. It's there to help you, guide you, and keep you safe. Tilt forward on your ischial spines here, belly engaged. Inhale, reach both arms up towards the sky. Once again, right thumb and middle finger, grab the left wrist. Gently tilt towards the right foot, in line with the right leg. Using your core here to keep you in line and keep your back safe. Breathe in here to the upper waist. It's gonna pop open. And exhale, tug that left wrist gently towards the right foot. It's a little bit of a different stretch. Please use your belly here to hold yourself strong. Inhale and stretch towards the right toes. Rise back up to center. Switch the clasp of your hands. Engage the belly and move with purpose. Gently tilt towards the left foot. Engage the whole right side body and stretch it long. Breathe into every nook and cranny. And exhale, release. Come back to center. Release your wrists. Reach both arms up towards the sky. Engage your belly. Twist towards the right this time. Left hand lands gently on the right thigh. Right hand tense behind you. Fingers graze the earth. Inhale, stretch your torso long. Twist or a spine lengthener. Exhale, twist gently towards the right, releasing all the frustration and resentment of what is and what you might want to change. Inhale and exhale, just let the be. One more breath. Reach tall, 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 and exhale, ring it out. Engage your belly. Inhale, both arms up towards the sky. Twist back to center. Exhale, drop your shoulders. Inhale, reach towards the sky once again. Exhale, twist to the left this time. Left hand rests lightly on the left thigh, right hand, left thumb. Left fingertips tent behind you. Inhale, straight your spine, reach all the way towards the sky. And then exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, lengthen the spine, use your belly, tall, tall, tall. Exhale, ring it out, letting go of any resistance to the world, rules at work, other people. Inhale, fill yourself up with acceptance and kindness and compassion, and exhale, ring it out. Inhale, raise both arms towards the sky, twist back to center, lower your arms down to the floor, gently grab the outer thighs and bring your legs together. Pause for a moment. Tilt your pelvis forward with your legs straight. Hinge forward, slide your hands down your legs once again. Fold forward and notice the release in the legs is different this time. Pause here and just notice. Inhale, chest puffs forward. Exhale, hinge forward another smidge and enjoy all of the different sensations now. Wiggle your toes. Notice how it feels different than before. Spread your toes wide as you can, space between each and every one, and release. Slide forward another smidge. Enjoy the sensations in the backs of the legs. Slowly, with intention and belly engaged, roll up to stand, to sit. We're going to come up directly to stand today rather than hands and knees. So move your block or your bolster, whatever you're standing on, out of the way. But if you want to keep your blocks nearby, they'll be lovely. So you can stand at the top of your mat and take a moment to arrive here. Connect all four corners of your feet into the earth and lift up all 10 toes. Spread them wide and lower them down into the earth. Draw the earth's energy up through your legs, engage your knees, engage your thighs, tuck your pelvis, engage your belly, and stretch tall. Reach the crown of your head towards the sky. Exhale, drop your shoulders, palms fall open towards the front. Tadasana or mountain pose. Taking a moment here to be strong, steady, accepting of all that is, just as it is. How you feel is fine, is perfectly allowed, acceptable. Take in an inhale. And exhale the resistance and the frustration. allowing yourself to breathe in that you wish it were different, and out that it's not. Bring your hands to heart center. Rise up onto your tiptoes as high as you can, all the way up, and find your balance here in this wobbly spot, noticing that you can balance. Thumbs are connected together. Connect your thumbs into the sternum for balance. Use that connection to your center as you bend your knees and slowly lower down, inch by inch by inch. Your knees can be together and ankles together, or hips width, whatever works for your hips. We're all a little bit different. Lower down, using every muscle in the legs. And your focus on a spot on the floor that's about 6 feet in front of you if balance is a challenge. When you arrive, pause for a moment. Take in a big inhale, huge exhale. Connect the palms together once again, arms engaged, and slowly rise up, still on your tiptoes, inch by inch by inch by inch by inch. Engaging the thighs, noticing everything wobble, and just enjoy it, have fun with it. And when you arrive at the top, take a moment high up on the tiptoes, strong but wobbly, and slowly lower down onto your heels. Lower your hands by your side and just shake things out. We're going to come into tree pose. Right heel is going to connect to the left shin. Take a moment to lift up all 5 toes on your left foot and lower them down. Bring your hands to heart center once again to help with balance. If you wish, raise the sole of your foot to your calf, or if it feels good to you, bring your hand to your ankle and bring your foot to your inner thigh. Bring your hands back to heart center and take a moment to find your balance here. Noticing your strong and centeredness. Focus on your belly, focus on your hands, connect together. Use the toes like monkey toes. As many of you know, I'm a pediatrician, so we talk about monkey toes for kids to learn to walk, and they're perfect for yoga. Taking an inhale right into the belly. On the exhale, raise your arms up like branches of a tree, if you feel like it would work for you. Notice if your tree is blowing in the breeze or if it's steady and strong. Accept whatever kind of tree you have here. Breathing in, filling your chest with air, and exhale, release. Bring your hands back to heart center. Bring your knee towards the front and lower it down. Just shake it out. Everything out. Roll your shoulders. Have fun with it. And bring yourself back to mountain pose. Lift up all 10 toes, 4 corners of the feet, ground downward, and lower your toes. Kickstand your left heel. Bring it to the right calf, shin for a moment. Ground your right foot downward. Engage the whole right leg. Hips will be even. Bring your hands to heart center, palms together, thumbs connect with intention to the sternum. Raise the sole of the foot to the calf, or use your hand to bring it to the inner thigh. Don't place it over the knee. So below or above the knee, whatever feels right for you today. And for those of you high achievers who think higher is better, it's not necessarily. What's better is to notice what works for you. Find your balance here. And notice that when you soften into the balance, that's when it works. Similar to acceptance, softening into what is allows you to do harder things, to move forward with more intention and strength. Take an inhale. And on the exhale, raise your branches towards the sky, stretch your fingers wide, and stand up tall as a tree. Breathe into the chest here. Accept and soften into any wiggles and wobbles, challenges that come your way. Accepting the bees as they are, and noticing that that helps you stay steady and strong in this moment. Bring your hands back to heart center. Bring your knee back towards the front and lower it down. Shake things out. And come to the top of the mat if you're not already, depending on where you look at me. and lower your hands by your sides. Inhale your arms out and up towards the sky. Palms will come together, fold forward into a forward fold. If you have blocks, you can stay upright at a hinged spot in the hips and waist. Spread your feet a little bit so it's more of a wide stance. Pause here and notice the stretch in the back of the legs and just enjoy it. If you have the blocks, place them by your feet. If you don't have blocks, you'll bring your hands just by your feet and step the right foot back, coming into Anjaneyasana or a low lunge. Back knee is on the floor, top of the back foot is on the floor. Your blocks, place them on either side of the front foot. Walk them back so they're essentially under your shoulders if you're using blocks. If you're not using blocks, your hands will be on the floor about by your feet. The blocks will support you and keep you more upright if you choose to stay more upright. It changes the stretch a bit, which is sort of nice. Wiggle the left toes farther forward so that when you sink in, your left knee does not extend beyond the ankle. Take in an inhale, straight your arms, chest is puffed out towards the front, crown of the head reaches towards the sky. And exhale, sink into your hips, release the right hip flexor. Inhale, reach tall, lengthen the spine, fill your chest, opening your heart towards the front, creating room all the way around the heart for it to fill completely and diastole. And exhale, sink in a smidge. One more breath here, enjoying it. And exhale, release. Straight the front leg. Bring your hips back, come into a half splits. If you have the blocks, walk them back. Otherwise, just use your hands as works for you. Left toes will reach towards the sky. Left leg is straight. Once again, you're hinged at those hips once again. I like to stay upright on the blocks, keeping my elbows locked. Inhale and exhale, fold forward towards the left leg. If you're staying upright like me, you're going to hinge forward over the left leg and send all the breath and all of the sensations to the back of the left leg. Accept them as they are. Spread your toes on the left leg wide and release. Point your left toe and flex your left toe. Inhale, hinge forward, bend the elbows and notice. Accept what is, accept the flexibility you have exactly as it is. And notice if you prefer to keep your head up or fold it over. Either one is fine. Last big breath here. Exhale, release. Walk the blocks or your hands back forward. Bend the left knee. We're going to bring our hands to the inside of the left foot. Wiggle the left foot all the way to the outer edge of the mat. I'm going to use blocks to stay upright again. If you don't have blocks, use your fists. Your left foot is all the way on the outer edge of the mat. Back knee is still on the earth. Roll onto the outer edge of the left foot, coming into lizard pose. Some of you will want to come down onto your elbows here. Some of you will want to stay upright. It's a big release in the groin and the pelvis, and just breathe into it with kindness. And exhale, sink into it a little more, noticing all the sensations and accepting them just as they are, accepting whatever flexibility you have. One more breath here, keeping the chest open and big, deep breaths. Don't hold your breath here. Exhale, letting go of the tension and anything trapped in this area that just doesn't need to be there. We often hold a lot of tightness here. So breathing into it with kindness and compassion, that's the way to let things go. Forcing things away doesn't work. One more breath. Pick up that left block, bring it to the outside, come back to the sole of the left foot, wiggle it towards the front of the middle of the mat. Curl your back toes, lift up into a high lunge for a moment. Continue to use the blocks or hands on the earth and just allow the hip flexor to release in a different spot here. Tack your left hip back and your right hip forward. Legs are strong, staying up on your arms. Belly's engaged here. Shift into use your back foot, press off of it, hop forward a foot or two, coming into pyramid pose. Grab your blocks if you have them. Pyramid pose, both toes are facing towards the front. Hips are square towards the front of the mat. It's a big hamstring release. Bend your elbows and fold into it. Head can be down or you can stay up hinged, whatever feels good for you. Both legs are straight. Shift your weight forward into the toes of the front foot. Back heel raises off, lower down. Lift up the toes of the front foot and lower down. Just noticing the change and stretch. Huge inhale here. And an exhale, letting go of the resistance. Any wishing it were different. Step the back foot forward to meet the front foot. Come into a forward fold. Release the lower back. You may want to widen your feet once again and allow yourself to fold forward. Use the blocks to keep yourself a little more upright if you need. And if not, allow yourself to truly sink in here and release everything. Noticing if that feels good. If you have blocks, bring them back alongside the sides of your feet. Step the left foot back. Come into Anjaneyasana or low lunge here, using the blocks once again. Hands can be palm down or on your fists. Top of the back foot on the earth. Back knee is on the earth. You can fold over your mat or use a blanket. Be kind to yourself here. Coming into Anjaneyasana or low lunge. Right knee should not extend beyond the right ankle. Take in an inhale, stretch your torso and spine and crown of the head towards the sky. And exhale, sink into that left hip. Inhale, fill your chest. Exhale, sink into it and enjoy it. Couple breaths here. Notice where your hands would like to be. More support for your upper body allows more of a release in the hips, if that would feel good to you. For those of you who don't have blocks, I highly recommend them. 2 more breaths, allowing that hip flexor to let go. 1 more. Straight the front leg. Bring your hips back, come into a half splits here. Walk the blocks or your hands back. Torso is upright. Inhale, exhale, hinge forward, bend the elbows, fold into the stretch, into the back of the right leg. Use the breath, be kind here. Right toes reach towards the sky. Notice if they've gone wonky towards the right and guide them gently back towards the left. Inhale into the back of the right leg. Exhale, hinge forward, bend the elbows a little bit more. Once again, inhale deeply. And exhale, fold forward a smidge more, letting go of the resistance to the tightness. Spread your toes wide, release them. Point your toes and flex your toes. Inhale once again, heart light. Give that heart room to fill completely. Exhale, a smidge farther forward if it feels okay. Gently walk your hands back towards the front of the mat. Lower the right foot, bend the right knee. Bring your right hand to the inside of the right foot. Wiggle the right foot to the outer edge of the mat. Roll onto the outer edge of the right foot, coming into a lizard pose. Readjust that back knee if it hurts. Wiggle the blocks closer to your groin if you need more support. Or if you want to come down onto your elbows, you can do that too. Breathe into the groin here and just notice how it feels. Take a minute to find the spot that feels right to you. You may want lower blocks, higher blocks, no blocks, on your fists, on your elbows. There isn't a right way to do it. There is a right way for your body. Notice your body will know what's right. Breathe into that groin area. Focusing on that thought that you might wish some things were different, and that's okay, but you can accept them as they are. Breathe into it once again. One more breath here. Some people find this pose really uncomfortable, and just knowing that we have a lot of tension. So last moment. Slowly roll back onto the sole of the right foot, pick up the right hand, bring it to the outside, wiggle it back to center. If you're using blocks, organize them, curl the back toes, rise up into a low lunge. Walk the blocks forward so they're on either side of your foot if you're in the low lunge. Take a minute here to tack your right hip back and your left hip forward and allow yourself to release into the hip flexor on the left side. Head can be upright. Breathe into your chest. Heart light today. Exhale, release. One more big cleansing, nourishing breath here. Exhale, release. Press off the back foot, hop forward about 2 to 3 footprints. Come into a pyramid pose. If you have the blocks, walk them forward so they're about 6 inches in front of your foot, front foot. Tack the right hip back, left hip forward. Toes jet line to the front, both legs are straight. Inhale into the chest. And exhale, fold forward into pyramid pose. Elbows can bend on the blocks, or you can fold over the right leg, whatever works for you. Breathe into it and enjoy it. One more breath. Step the back foot forward to meet the front foot. Engage your belly and slowly roll up inch by inch by inch by inch. Head will be the last to rise. Totally unroll every vertebrae like a pearl on a string until you arrive at the top. Shrug your shoulders up to your ears. Draw them back towards the back of the mat. Pinch the scapula together and lower them towards the floor. Palms open, Tadasana or mountain pose. Wiggling your fingers. Noticing the blood flow adjust. Taking time for the transitions. Bring your arms out and up towards the sky once again. Palms come together, slight arch back, fold forward, come into a forward fold. Inhale for a half lift, spine is straight. Exhale, fold forward. We're going to step back directly here to warrior two. Feet. Cartwheel your arms open and come into warrior two. In warrior two, your left toe is jet line towards the front of the mat. Your back foot is pigeon-toed. Arms are at shoulder height in either direction. Bend your front knee, come into warrior two. Gaze or drishtis over the left middle finger. And take a just quick moment to notice that your heels should be in heel to heel alignment. Inhale into the chest. Exhale, sink into your hips gently. Strong warrior pose. Even in the midst of all the bees, you can be a strong warrior. Inhale once again. And exhale, sink into it. Bend your left elbow. Rest it gently on the left thigh. Reach your right arm over, stretch the whole right side body. Outer edge of the right foot through the whole right side body, through the right fingertips. Take a moment to not dump into the left elbow. Belly is engaged. Stretch the whole right side body here. Breathe into it. Exhale, release. Slowly rise back up to warrior two. Turn your hips towards the front. Arms will reach towards the sky. Lift up onto your back toe. Hop your foot into warrior one. Hips will be facing towards the front of the mat. Arms reach towards the sky. You'll hop your foot so your stance is a little shorter. Inhale and exhale, sink into warrior one here. You'll have a lovely calf stretch. Arms reach tall towards the sky. Side body's long and extended. Inhale, engaging every muscle in the belly and torso. Exhale, open your arms out by the sides. Reclasp them at the sacrum. Press your fists towards the floor. Elbows extend, shoulders down and back. Enjoy the chest opening here. Opening yourself up. Heart opener. Breathe into it. And exhale, release. Notice any resistance here. You want to close that heart up. Exhale, release. Release the clasp of your hands. Bring them out towards the side walls. Wrap them in front of you. Right elbow under left, coming into eagle arms. Grab your thumbs or bring your palms together, whatever works for you. Still feet in warrior one. Inhale, bring your elbows to shoulder height, and exhale, release here. Elbows up at shoulder height. Inhale, lift your elbows up a smidge. Notice the tension. Exhale, release to shoulder height. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, release. One more here. Inhale, lift those elbows up. Notice the tension in the scapula melt away. Exhale, release. Untangle your arms, stretch them wide towards the side wall, and lower them down by your sides. Roll your shoulders here. Legs still engaged in warrior one. Roll them in the opposite direction. Belly engaged too. Your body's still working. Bring your hands to heart center. Connect your thumbs to your sternum. Press up onto the toes of the back foot. Shift your weight into your front foot and come into warrior three, balance pose. Your right foot will come up off the earth. You'll raise it towards hip height, but not as high as works for you. You may be low today, you may be high, whatever's fine. If you have the blocks, you can use them as a warrior three also. So if that would be kind, let yourself use the blocks. Bring your otherwise hands to heart center. Some of you will want to do Superman, whatever feels good. One more breath here, noticing the wobbles, accepting them, wishing perhaps it were different today, but maybe it's not. Lower the back foot down, back into warrior two. Cartwheel your arms out. Bring your hands to your hips. Straight the left knee. Turn your toes towards the side edge of the mat and turn to face the back edge of the mat. Wiggle the right toes a bit farther forward. Cartwheel your arms open into warrior two on this side. Notice that you will likely need to wiggle those right toes quite a bit farther forward, so when you bend your right knee, it does not extend beyond the ankle. Your back foot is about at 10 o'clock on a clock. Arms reach in either direction. Inhale deeply into the chest. Torso is straight upright. Inhale and exhale, gaze over the right fingers, sink into warrior two. Check your heels, heel to heel alignment. Inhale. Exhale, sink in a tiny bit more. Notice your legs engaged, working. Bend your right forearm, right elbow. Rest it lightly on the right thigh and reach your left arm over your left ear. Come into an easy side angle here. Outer edge of the back foot is on the earth. Whole left side body stretches. Reach those left fingertips long, 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 long. Breathe into all the nooks and crannies of your chest that are popping open here and enjoy it. Exhale, stretch and release. One more breath here. Rise back up to warrior two. Turn towards the front, reach both arms towards the back of your mat. Reach both arms towards the sky. Back foot shifts into warrior one, narrower stance. Also, now the back foot is more at 10, at about 11. Hips are square towards the front of the mat. You may want to even swivel them a little farther more towards the back of the mat. Back heel presses towards the earth, but likely doesn't reach. Arms up high towards the sky. Wiggle the right toes forward. Exhale, sink into warrior one here. Inhale, reach tall towards the sky. Lengthen the side body, engaging every nook and cranny. Exhale, sink into it. Open your arms out towards the side, reclasp them at the sacrum. Puff your chest out, shoulders down and back, fist pressed towards the floor, elbows straight. Inhale, breathe into your chest here. Full heart opener. You may notice some resistance to this. See if you can accept it and let it go. Wish it were different. For those of you that coach with me, it's a little bit different than accepting and not liking, wishing it were different. It's a little softer, kinder, compassionate, a little less feisty. Breathe into it. Exhale, release. Release the clasp of your hands. Stretch your arms out towards the side walls. Palms flat towards the side wall, wrists flexed. Wrap your arms in front, come into eagle arms. Left elbow under right, elbows connect. Bring your thumbs together, palms together. Inhale, lift your elbows to shoulder height, and exhale, pause. Inhale, lift up an inch, and exhale, sink downward. Inhale, lift up an inch. Exhale, sink. One more. Inhale, lift up. Notice the release in the scapula. Let the tightness go. Untangle your arms. Stretch them wide towards the side wall. Lower them down. Bring your hands to heart center. Palms together. Thumbs connect to your sternum. Press off your back foot. Shift forward into warrior three, whatever version you're going to do. Raise the back foot up, not higher than hip height. You can bring your hands to Superman if that works for you. Keep them at heart center for balance, or use the blocks. Notice the wiggles and the wobbles. Accept them. You can point and flex that back foot if it wants a little release. Lower the back foot down. Hands come to heart center. We'll turn directly to the side of the mat and heel toe your feet back to center. Hands at heart center. Take in a huge inhale here. And an exhale, release. Lower your hands by your sides. Come into Tadasana, or mountain pose. And just a moment here to breathe into the chest and allow the blood flow to slow and flow. Noticing it all. Giving yourself a minute. Taking a minute to transition, to think, to breathe. Something we don't do very often. If it's fun, wiggle your fingers and your toes. Notice your heart slow. And slowly transition to a seat. Move the flesh of your seat when you arrive out of the way. Ground your sit bones down into the earth. Belly is engaged again. Pelvis tilts forward. Spine with intention is stacked in alignment all the way up through your neck to the crown of your head, and drop your shoulders. Hands can rest lightly at your thighs for a minute. Inhale, sink those sit bones downward and use your belly and engage tall. Exhale, release. Bring your hands behind you, tent them, press into the earth, come into Tadasana. Inhale, once again, heart fully open. And exhale, release the tension. Bring your hands parallel to your legs and we'll slowly roll down to the mat. If you want to do restorative bridge, bring your blocks, or if you want to do a supported fish instead of Shavasana, I'm going to show you how to do that for those of you who don't want to lie flat. So we'll roll down inch by inch by inch by inch all the way to arrive on the earth. And take a minute here. Allow yourself to settle. Palms open 6 inches from your waist, toes fall towards the outer edge of the mat. Letting your body adjust to this new position and pose. Give yourself another minute here. Bend your knees, bring your heels towards your hips, flip your palms over, press into your hands and your forearms and shoot your hips up towards the sky. Engaging your glutes, connect your knees energetically together, not in real life. Bring your hands to your outer edges of your mat, tug the mat towards the front and lift your hips high, high, high. Coming into an active bridge. Whole back of the body awakening, heart once again open. Shimmy your shoulders underneath you here to open the heart even more, create space in the chest. Breathe into it here, giving your heart room here to fill completely. The diastole and the full heart will help you accept and relax and soften into wishing it were different. Lift your hips up still, higher with intention, knees connect energetically. Notice the heart hanging. Breathe into that heart space, all the space in the chest created here. Visualize it, fill it with nourishing air. And exhale, slowly lower down and tuck your shoulders, release your hands, lower your hips towards the earth. You can either do another active bridge, or if you have a block, a restorative bridge. So bring the block into one hand and you'll lift your hips up, slide the block under your sacrum, the triangular bone, make sure it's flat, so well supported by the block. Adjust your shoulders and allow yourself to sink in here just for 3 breaths, letting the hip flexors in the body soften. If you don't have a block, you'll just repeat what we just did in terms of an active bridge and you'll stay a little bit more energized. If you're in the restorative bridge, just notice the blood flow shifting. Notice the blood coming back to your heart. This is something you can do in the evening after a difficult day. It's very grounding and settling and calming. Last breath here. Ideally, you do it for a long time. It feels delicious. Bring your hands to the block and slide it out from underneath you. Slowly lower down to the floor, engaging your belly inch by inch, and give yourself a moment to arrive here. Notice how it feels. Huge inhale and exhale. Bring your right ankle to your left knee. Thread your hands behind the left thigh. Raise the left foot, come into a figure 4. Heels are flexed, right elbow presses into the right knee. Notice the release in the outer right thigh. Breathe into it. And exhale, let it go. Just enjoying. Two more breaths here. As full and deep as you can, and lengthen the exhale. Lower the left foot towards the earth. Uncross your legs and switch to the other side. Left ankle comes to the right knee. Thread your right hands through, grab the back of the right thigh and tug it in towards you. Ankles are flexed to protect your knee. You may notice that one side is much tighter than the other. Accept it. It just is. Use the breath to nourish it and allow it to soften. Breathe into every area of tight twanginess. Last breath here. Release the right thigh, lower the right foot, uncross your feet. Bring your knees together, toes apart. Feet will be on the outer edge of the mat. Raise your arms over your head into a cactus shape or a T, whatever feels good to you. You will notice immediately which one your body likes. Take an inhale. Exhale, drop your knees towards the right. Left knee will energetically reach towards the front right corner of the mat. You'll notice a stretch in the psoas on the left side. Breathe into it here in the front upper part of the hip. Inhale deeply into that tightness. With intention, notice the left knee. Press it towards the front of the mat into this twist, but it's more of an active twist. Inhale. Exhale, gaze to the left if that feels good to you. One more breath. Bring your gaze back to center. Bring your knees back to center. Adjust your shoulders, hips back to center. Inhale. Exhale, knees drop towards the left. Right knee energetically stretches towards the left front corner of the mat. You'll notice stretching in the hip area, in the waist. Breathe into it. Long exhales. Inhale. Exhale, gaze to the right if you wish. Long, smooth exhales, longer than the inhale, with intention. Bring your gaze back to center and your knees back to center. Readjust your hips. Bring your feet back to center too, everything aligned. Give your knees a big hug. Squeeze them tight, 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 tight. Come into a tight ball. Everything as tight as you can here. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. And exhale, release and stretch long. Coming into Shavasana. For anybody who wishes and has blocks, you can do a supported fish instead of Shavasana. And I'll just show the setup for it because it feels amazing, especially if you're having a lot of resistance and tension to the world. You can stack your blocks, not on the screen here, like this. So the lower one on the shortest setting, the back one on the tallest setting. The proximal edge of the front block is going to go right at the bottom of the scapula. You lie down and your occiput lands on the top of the other block and arms open to the side. So it's a chest opener. You can do Shavasana this way with your palms open and legs extended, or feet together coming into butterfly pose. So opt for this if you have blocks and it would feel good, or for a traditional Shavasana, either one. Let yourself arrive in whatever position you have chosen. Noticing all the beautiful sensations, allowing them in. Allowing yourself to feel good, even though there are things that you wish would be different. Giving yourself this time to rest and relax completely and trust that things will be okay in the end. Taking a huge inhale into your chest, fill it out. And then exhale, release. Letting go of all of the control of everything. Let the breath breathe for itself. Let every muscle fiber relax and let go with intention. Sinking into the mat for a few moments to just be. Gently begin to deepen your breath. Slowly start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Begin to notice again. Notice the softness. If you wish, raise your arms above you and stretch your legs long in front of you. Taking a huge inhale. And exhale, letting things go. One more inhale. Stretch your fingers long in every direction, toes in the other. Stretch, fill yourself up completely. And an exhale, release. Gently roll over to your favorite side. Use your arm as a pillow and pause here. Another chance to accommodate and adjust, to shift back. Taking a moment to consider this thought that what causes us trouble is our thoughts of how it's supposed to be. Where is that coming up for you in your life right now? Where are you blaming the bee for the sting? Where are you not allowing the bee to be what it is? And instead, what if you could see it as a bee and move on? Sending yourself compassion for wishing things were different. Allowing yourself to wish things were different. But letting go of the resentment and the frustration and the resistance that they aren't. Slowly come back up to a seat with compassion and kindness. When you arrive, we'll be back where we began. If you want to sit back up on a bolster or a block, ground your sit bones, ischial spines into the earth once again. Engage your belly and stack your spine. Reach the crown of your head with intention. Take an inhale. And an exhale, drop your shoulders, release. Bring a hand to heart, another hand to top. Thanking yourself for taking time to practice today. Sending yourself compassion and love for being human in the world and in our lives exactly as they are. Bring your hands to heart center. Press your thumbs into your sternum. May you all be loved. May you all be safe. May you all find peace and acceptance this week. The light in me honors and reflects the light in each and every one of you. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Have a beautiful week ahead.